Guys, stop me if you've heard this one before, but I found a version of William worse than the last three we've looked at. Okay, so we're back again with FNAF analog horror essays, and oh my god, this one's next level. Okay, so I got this one sent to me by my good friend MJ the Reaper, the one who does all the art and literally drawn the creation to life that you're looking at right now. So she's just ever so randomly decided to post a little video in my little group DM that I'm a part of, and oh my god, this is it. I don't think we can go anywhere else from here. This is the Terrifier equivalent of a William Afton adaptation. This is glorious. So without further ado, let's get to analyzing this snuff film. This video doesn't even give us the benefit of a fade in from black. The first shot we see is of William leering up and looking dead as is in the camera. This spring body design, it's classic but good. I don't think it's a normal model. I think it's a custom one, but it does the job well. The eyes are on point. It looks so lifeless yet alive at the same time. So it's evident pretty quickly that we are taking the form of one of the missing children as he lures us away to a back room. Well, I say us, more like a child that we're taking the POV of, but you get what I mean. So anyway, things seem pretty normal so far. The only thing that seems slightly out of place is that the music cuts out as soon as William pulls out his knife, not even entering the back room first. A way to give yourself away, Will. The way he waltzes into the back room makes it look like he's really playful about this, which, I mean, you know what? You gotta like to see that in a William Afton adaptation. Anyways, it's gonna cut to him stuffing that kid in the animatronic, probably, so we're gonna just say, oh my god! So yeah, I like money, so I'm just gonna blur this part out a little bit, but just in case you aren't aware of what this scene is, it's him chopping the head off of a child like you're chopping the head off a fucking chicken. A very, very thick chicken. I don't say this lightly, this is probably the most balls an analog horror creator has showed in a while. I cannot recount a single analog horror that I've watched recently, FNAF or otherwise, that's shown an on-screen child being chopped apart. I mean, the kid being deep-fried alive in the freaking Twelveman tapes was one thing, but this, oh, it's cinema. It's horrifying cinema. The next scene shows William looking into the camera again silently, and god, the eyes are really doing it for me with this one. It is so unnerving, especially, you know, in hindsight of the scene we just saw. But you know, as creepy as he looks right now, at least the peak of the horror is okay, wow. So not only does this William like chopping the heads off of dead children, he likes also eviscerating their innards. That is just the child's ribcage. All that's left is their head, man. William, the fuck are you on? What did these kids do to you? William then looks off to the side, presumably remembering that he left the back door open, unfortunately, in his glee to, you know, do all of this. He then begins rambling to himself, saying no one has to see this. They drowned in their own blood. I enjoy seeing your Okay, we get it. You're edgy, William. God, it does not matter what happened to William in this adaptation to make him do all of this. I don't care if his daughter was eviscerated in front of him by Circus Baby, his child freaking getting crushed by Fredbear. Nothing is worth this, man. What are you doing? Jeffrey Dahmer was more calm with his victims than you are. So the next scene finally shows William stuffing the kids' bodies into the suits, which I guess that makes sense. He had to cut them up for that. But Will, no, you did not need to do all this, bruh. It was a bit overkill. Literally overkill, too. In this continuity, the kids coming back as ghosts to possess the animatronics so they can take vengeance on the night guards makes so much more sense considering what they fucking went through in the beginning. I mean, granted, they probably are going to do the same horrific horrors to everyone else that they happen to come across now, but I guess justice swings both ways. The next shot we see is of William still in his suit sitting in a random chair in the back room, and did he set this chair up? Or was this always here? Is this just what he does after he kills kids? He just goes back here, fucking sits down in aura farms like he's Thanos or something? As William dozes off, presumably dreaming about killing more children, he opens his eyes and sees that he has an unwanted guest. The now possessed Freddy is standing at his doorway. And to make matters worse, the most demented-looking crying child adaptation I've ever seen springs out and attacks them. Get it? Springs, because he is spring-locked. Hi, I'm hilarious. Based on the visuals of the following scene, it appears that they're beginning to suck his soul out like the Dementors from Harry Potter. I'm not even kidding. Look at this. That is mist coming from his body. That is his soul. Which I'm honestly surprised this version of William has a fucking soul, considering, you know, the beginning of the video. But whatever, I guess. The other animatronics enter the room to gaze at this wonderful spectacle that Freddy's begun looking at. And gotta say, all of these animatronics, despite being in their, you know, usual designs with not much changes, the eyes being changed to being so thin and creepy alone is just Oh, chef's kiss. It just looks so good, yet so unnerving at the same time. I'd piss myself if I saw this fucking thing staring at me through a window. Or, you know, watching through a window. After enough staring, it appears that somehow the spring locks were activated from this, and that William is now Stillium. And he presumably crashes from the hangover so hard that he stays still for over 30 years as we cut forward to when Fazbear Fright opens. Just gonna go on a side tangent here. The very concept of Fazbear Frights in this entire series, canon or otherwise, is so fucked up. I mean, can you imagine your kid gets kidnapped, horrifically mutilated like the one in this iteration, and then someone, 30 years later, mind you, you might still be alive in your like early like 60s or 70s, you find out that somebody opened an attraction based on your child's death with, you know, possessed animatronics and goofy freaking jump scares and everything. Oh, I'd be pissed. That's like if somebody in 20 years opens a freaking Epstein Island resort that's based off that freaking whole debacle that's going on. As the video goes on, I want to comment on another thing about Fazbear Frights. The fact that they let this animatronic just wander the halls. One that's clearly not automated by the staff. I gotta say, like, what is their logic when if you found an abandoned animatronic in a building and you took it to your new attraction and it began moving on its own without any direction or guidance from you, I wouldn't trust that. I would shut it down, dismantle it instantly. You think that thing's gonna be safe? You think that thing's gonna be nice? Let alone this adaptation of freaking William, mind you. You saw what horrors he does when he was alive. Imagine what kind of fucked up shit he's gonna do now that he's undead and in a freaking heavy metal suit for the rest of his life. Or, well, afterlife. A montage of scenes plays around Fazbear Fright, showing us the various phantom animatronics and the eldritch horrors that clearly are possessing the location. I swear this place was probably built on an Indian burial ground with how much fucked up shit is around. Not even just an Indian burial ground. I'd say like a burial ground of every single culture ever that has curses attached to it. Just look at this place, man. There is no god within a 10-mile radius of this place, I swear. Speaking of no god, let's take a look at the puppet design next, which isn't changed too much, except, you know, again, for the eyes. What is with this creator and the fucked up eyes? It changes so little, yet changes so much. And also, the freaking movements of this version of the puppet are just so unnerving. It's like, it feels like it was never supposed to move in the first place, yet it somehow is managing to, through sheer supernatural will. Finally, the last frame of this beautiful, beautiful experience we've just been exposed to is of William lifting his mask to see what has become of his, you know, used-to-be human face. And Lord, it looks like it came straight out the Night of the Living Dead franchise. But at last, the nightmare's over, the video's over, and, we're left with our own thoughts to just sit down with. At least there's no continue. Okay, it says to be continued. There's gonna be more of this. What? How can this escalate more? I'm just gonna say this. I unironically would pay to see the money of this version of William, Paddington's version of William, and Twelveman version of William all walking into a bar and getting a drink. I would watch a 20-minute animation based on that. That would be funny. And really fucked up, but also funny, in a dark, twisted sense of way that I think this version of William would enjoy. Before I end the video, I just want to give a disclaimer. Now granted, I should have probably put this disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but I'm really, really lazy, so I didn't. But here is better late than never. I know some of you in the comments, and that's a heavy emphasis on some of you, do not like shocking and gore content, which is why I blurred it out, so you're welcome. I wasn't going to, you know, silence the screaming baby in the 12-man tape, because, you know, that's part of the experience. But I feel like my video is going to get sniped off the internet if I kept all that bloody stuff in. So I blurred it as, you know, little as I could without getting away with it. But yeah, you know what? Shock content can work sometimes, as long as, you know, there's at least a story point to it. I mean, The Boys is a good example of how shock content can work for the benefit of a story. Most of the time. But anyways, that's going to be all for today. Make sure to comment any other versions of William that might somehow be more messed up than this one. But take care, everyone. Have a good day. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Suck it blue. I told you I'd get this video to 10 minutes, and goodbye.